And we're live.
What's going on, guys? So let's give it a few minutes. So I guess everyone will kind of join in here real quick. Takes a minute to kind of load up, but
okay.
Yeah, there's a pile of people in here already. That's awesome to see.
Hello, everybody. I would like all of you to note that we were on time, and I would like for you to remember that for next week when we will not be on time.
Well, there's a bunch of hiccups. So tonight, I wanted to do something. Obviously, it's our first kind of night back after kind of being on, I guess we'll call it vacation. Didn't really feel like it. But so these two were the, Punishers that put on the Miles of Mayhem that we were on last week.
Yeah, last week.
All of last week, yeah. I was gone I left on the 1st, and it went till, didn't get back to the 10th or something like that. So it was a long 10 days. So anyways, I wanted to, promote this thing as much as possible. Obviously, we did a bunch of videos on it and stuff, and I had a bunch of questions for these guys and let them say what they were thinking and hopefully convince them that they got to sign up for another 10 years of this or something like that.
So we're making a 10-year plan.
Yeah.
A 10-year plan, right?
So do you guys want to just quickly introduce yourselves and just say maybe why did you want to put on Miles of Mayhem?
Well, I'm Dustin Watts, and this is Josie Steele, my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. I'm a racer. I started racing in junior dragsters when I was 8 years old, and just seen Drag Week on YouTube and figured, why don't we have one here in Canada? So I sold my company in December, and I was like, well, I don't really have much else to do, so took this on, and it turned into a full-time job. And
it just snowballed after we were calling tracks, and it just went after that. It just progressed. Yeah. So
that's awesome. So you sold your business and then decided, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much how that went.
Well, I love it. So many people have talked about, putting on the Canadian version of anything. Yeah. And the fact that you guys pull it off.
Because it's a lot. People have asked us a lot, are we going to do something? And we're like, it is hard and busy, and we're lazy and don't have time. So for you guys to just take it on and do all of that, how much work was it?
I was working up to 3 weeks before the job, and I told my job, I'm like, I just got to leave. I don't have time. I want this event to go as good as we possibly can. So I ended up leaving the place I was working just 3 weeks before the event, just to take care of all the little stuff. And
I was constantly phoning him at work, yeah. And he pretty much just was like, all right, I need to stop what I'm doing and just focus on Miles of Mayhem. So yeah.
Well, we started planning in December.
Yeah.
And some days would be all day on the phone. Some days there'd be nothing. So it's hard to say how many hours actually went into it. We did the drive, I think we did twice, and then my parents did it once for us too.
Yeah.
They helped out a lot. Planning the route and stuff.
The route.
Well, getting gas, because I tell you what, a few of those times we really appreciated the 24-hour gas pumps that you made sure were on the route, because we needed them at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever,
Yeah.
There's all those things. I'm sure there's a lot of people that were...
Those, small details that I think people I wouldn't have thought of.
Well, that one, I'm terrible with whatever it was. That one where we were out in the middle of nowhere, and then there was that co-op and a A&W there or whatever. Thank God that was the middle of nowhere, we're trying to do we better bring 2 jerry cans with gas or else we're not going to make this thing, stuff like that. It was an absolute blast. Was it a pain to get the tracks on side, or were they pretty easy to deal with?
It was pretty easy because we did the tracks as just a track rental for the day.
Oh yeah.
So I personally rented all 5 days of racing, rented the tracks, and that's how we did it as a private rental.
Oh,
and yes, they were on board, and they all knew of Drag Week, so it was just a matter of how does the system work, and they were learning as it went, like we were too, right?
They didn't know what to expect, but that was the same with me and Dustin.
Yeah.
We didn't.
We had no clue how it was going to be.
Yeah.
And just the group of people were just unreal. Like,
amazing.
Well, so I'm not a big drag racer guy, to be honest with you. I haven't been in like 10 years. We got a couple tracks around here. And it started to be a bit bigger of a scene, but it was never really my jam. And mostly because it felt like it was kind of like a boys club or something like that, and I wasn't really part of it. So, man, when we were there, like, everybody was so cool. Like, I don't think we met one asshole the whole week, you know. And I mean, no, everyone was cool with us. Like, I know we were that guy, you know what I mean? And everyone was cool with it. And like, nothing but nice things to say. It was amazing.
Well,
it wasn't like cliquey.
No,
right?
It was like you could hang out with the guy, like number one guy and number whatever the heck we were. Everyone kind of, you know, got together. Didn't matter if you had a brand new Hellcat or whatever. People were helping us out, doing whatever. Like, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and one of the reasons, so like I wasn't originally going to show up at all. And like one of the reasons I didn't want to go was because I was kind of like, well, like, I don't know, like, I don't always have like the best time at car things because, you know, lots of guys are like, well, she doesn't know anything about anything, which is accurate. But like, you know, they kind of will have that air about them sometimes. So I was worried it was going to be just like a bunch of that. And then he was like texting me and WhatsApping me being like, this is the best time ever. So I literally on Tuesday, I booked a flight to Saskatoon and showed up on Wednesday. Like, I was like, I don't want to miss this. Like, this sounds awesome. And it was great. Like, it was so much fun. Like, that was a crazy cool community of people. And like, for that to be the first one for you guys was like, we were so happy for you guys that like everyone just like fell in love with the two of you and like everything you guys did for us. Like, it was awesome.
Yeah, well, I loved it. It was good. I mean, like I said, I didn't give a crap about the racing or placing first, getting to the next track, and you have to do it or else you don't qualify. I love that pressure. I love it now. A few nights there, I was not really loving it, but now
where else do you get a group of guys pulling over on the side of the road and helping a complete stranger?
Yeah, man.
Fix their car and then getting on the road and cruising together.
Oh,
Let alone meeting at the track and racing the next day. You know, like
the only thing I missed out, it would have been nice to be there and see some cars run that were just us dead last. Like, we were always the last guys there. Like, we're finally pulling up and like see like the Miles of Mayhem trailer driving away. We're like, we still got this, right? You know? Yeah. Well, I think it was Medicine Hat or whatever it was. They like stayed open late for us and stuff.
Same within SIR did as well.
Yeah,
SIR stayed open.
They like, the tracks were super cool. Like, man, everyone.
I think I held open 2 tracks for you guys to get a pass in. I went and asked them for an extra 15 minutes. Well, I wanted to see everyone get a pass, right? So.
SIR, we literally pushed the car up and just, that was it. The guys were like, it was like the lights were off before we were even through the traps or whatever, but it was good, man.
Yeah.
See, what did you, like, were you, like, into this idea from the get-go, like, right away? Or were you like, this sounds obnoxious, I have a brand new baby? Like,
the second one you said, I was hesitant because I just didn't know what to expect. I kept thinking and saying to Dustin, well, are people going to take a week off work? And sure as people did, and they didn't have no problem with it. And I was surprised.
You were a little skeptical at the beginning. Mm-hmm. She came around though. Sure. Especially once everyone like closer to it really started messaging us and the emails flowing in and everything. But she took care of a lot of like the social media and the emails because I was working at the time too.
And it was Dustin's not a phone guy. Like, he could go days without his phone. So every message I got that I couldn't answer, I was phoning him at work.
Yeah, well, sorry about all the stuff that you reposted of ours. I know we were having a good time. I couldn't believe you were reposting some of it in the end. I'm like, wow, you guys get some humor. Stuff we were doing there, I thought. It was just,
it's all fun and games, right?
Oh man, it was awesome. Was there any problems you guys had throughout the thing? Like, people acting like idiots or whatever? Like, we missed so much of it during the day. There's anything really different next year or not?
On the road, we had a couple issues, guys, just driving real fast and just we had one incident at the car show in Red Deer, that last check stop. We had an incident where I did have to let one guy go out of the competition.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I didn't want to, but I'm not having my hometown car show shut down because it's my or event, you know, like
Yeah.
I go to it every Thursday. So, and just this next year, we're going to be a little bit more strict on the rule, like on the road, you know, like guys passing at 200 miles an hour, weaving through traffic.
Oh,
you know, that stuff's not going to slide next year. I probably let a little bit too much slide this year, but we'll be a little stricter on that.
Almost like a cannonball run they were doing there or something.
Yeah, and that's what's going to stop these events from happening, right? This what will shut it down. And I want to do this every year. We actually are talking about maybe putting 2 on for next year. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. So
we might have something in the works right now.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm full blown addicted. Like I said, I need to build a car for it, and I'll be on my phone ready to go when the next one comes up, because man, I had a good time. Like, it was so good.
How did you guys find out about it? I'm interested to know.
Huh?
Didn't Josh find it?
It must have just been on Facebook or something like that. So the guy I drove with, like, who owned the 55 Josh,
G Mechanical.
He said, "Hey, we got this going on," and his buddy Dallas who had the Kenworth there.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it, man." Like, so I partnered up with him, then Peg partnered up with Dallas there, and I mean, it was like the Canadian dream. So, like, I love Tri-5 Chevys. I got I don't know, 5 or 6 of them. And Josh had that real greasy gasser. And he's like, we're going to, put 1,700K on it and race it the whole way. And I'm like, man, I'm going to live 2-lane blacktop. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then I thought the car was a little further together than it really was. But he was like, hey, we're going to do this. And he signed up, and we were in. We were making a plan and kind of going from there. So that was the end of it, I think. I mean, it was.
So you guys built that car in like 4 days before the event, mostly?
So he had that thing. He bought it last year, same time. It was almost like a year to the date he bought that car, and he road tripped it from Vancouver to Saskatoon. It was an old stock car. It's like a dirt track car. So it had leaf spring suspension, small block in it. The whole thing was gutted. Like, it was just a tin shell. And he made her home, and then he wanted to build a gasser of it. So he had the axle under it with the leafs, and he had the rear end kind of mocked up with ladder bars, and that was it. And he had done the floor repair, and he put a cage in it. Then when I showed up, it was nothing. So we had to put on. I actually brought a pile of parts with me. Like, I bought fiberglass hood and the deck lid, or what else I brought there, just all sorts of stuff. So we did fiberglass fenders, fiberglass doors, deck lid, hood. Had no motor, no trans in it. He changed all that. I had to get a drive shaft custom made in Winnipeg, and I brought it out with me. He had nothing in the diff, no brakes, nothing was plumbed, nothing was wired. It was bad. It was bad. I got there on Canada Day, and I drove out, and we gave her like 16 or 18 hours a day until Sunday. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're like, we have to stop working on the car and drive to the event, because we were in Saskatoon, so it was like 6 or 7 hours away, and we were late getting there. Sorry about that. Right in the driver's meeting, we come cruising in.
I've seen you guys drive in.
This absolute derelict car. I'm like, holy So we went like 40 some hours before we actually slept. It was bad. Yeah, single drive is Dallas. It was bad. That car was bad. Then we got there, and then we had to wrench on it for like, I don't know. I think we were one of the last cars down the track as it was. And then by the time we got to the first checkpoint, it was all over. Like, they had chucked the belt, and the wiring wasn't. We had no lights. We had no nothing. So we actually, Dallas and the Kenworth, there's no one left. Everyone was gone. We hooked a strap up to it. We got flat towed to the Canadian Tire.
I've seen that video.
Yeah. So we welded her all up, and we had to make a bracket, and we couldn't find a belt to save our lives. So we bought like every lawnmower belt out of the Canadian Tire whatever it was. And then that place shut down like 10 o'clock, and that's when we started to motor on. Yeah.
BW, you got there and you were staring at a shell.
I was, yeah. Josh might have twisted the truth a little bit as to how far along that car was. That makes for a good story. I loved it.
Well, and there's like a lot of comments like on people's videos. Like we have lots of like super awesome like subscribers in the States, and they all want to come. They're like, that's amazing. We want to be there. So like, how are you guys anticipating like the overflow and overload? I guess probably the two events might be why.
Yeah.
I feel like it's about to blow up so big for you guys.
The two events will help.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, we can't. I think we have.
Oh no!
Right at the suspenseful part, it froze.
We lost you guys. If you can hear us with the internet there.
Oh no!
Oh man. Oh well, I guess we'll just talk a little bit.
Oh, there we go. We're good. We're back.
All
right.
We didn't catch anything you said, so start again.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to cap it at 150 cars still. I don't think our facilities just aren't big enough to handle it. And considering we have to be at each racetrack, we're one of the last ones to leave, other than you guys.
We have to make sure there was no hooligans left behind, you know?
Right? It was like extra security. Make sure everyone's out when you leave. Lock the gate, please.
Yeah.
But what we're gonna do is probably a 50-car wait list.
Oh yeah.
So if you don't pass tech or you don't show up, we can have 50 cars waiting to get in.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Because
smart.
we had about 20 cars didn't show up.
Oh really? Eh?
So
Yeah.
So how many people, like, I guess by the end, like, either didn't make it or, like, dropped out from that number?
we didn't get an actual tally on that because, like, some people that weren't there on day one showed up on day two.
Well, I was gonna say, like, it seems like the cars kind of came and went. It seemed like,
Yeah.
or like they missed the day in between.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, you guys, it was cool. You guys were letting us kind of keep going, but obviously you're out of the running or whatever.
Yeah, you're out of the competition, but if people are willing to take the time off work and spend that kind of money, like, it wasn't a cheap entry fee as well either, right?
Yeah.
So if people were willing to spend that kind of money, well, keep running, you know. We did let some street tires in, which was in the rules, but we weren't. But
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. It got to the point where it's just a joke to put the slicks on. I mean, it was just one more thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. But next year it will be, unless it says drag radial on the side, this no street tires, because I've talked to the tracks. They're like, we're down to bare concrete after that.
Yeah.
So that'll be one stipulation, is drag radial or slicks. You know, and then just have the car waiting list and try 150 next year, because I don't think it's going to be a problem filling it.
No. Well, and I mean, like you said, I mean, like, you guys took a big gamble, and I mean, and honestly, like, so did we. Now it's all done, it all worked out. But I mean, it was dollars, and it was, like you said, time off work and all that. I mean, when we showed up, and there's a pile of people, and we show up later, there's a pile of people. I'm like, oh, right on, this would be a good time. Like, at least there was people. I was worried, like, we thrashed, there's gonna be like 7 people. I'd be like, well, hopefully they're cool, you know. But like, it was just, like, it was awesome. And man, there were some nice cars there.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, I awesome, but I was not expecting that. I thought it would be I thought we would. I didn't think we'd be the worst car, like, by far. I thought there'd be a few in that kind of, you know, just slap her together.
Honestly, that's what you thought?
Well, I didn't think it'd be that bad. Yeah, maybe I was just out of the loop a little, but
well, we had everything from all the budget, you know, money's not an object, to where there was zero budget, junkyard builds, you know. And
yeah, we saw that wherever we ended up the first night. I don't even know where it was. But there was that real fancy 67 or so kind of greenish Chevelle.
Yeah, Pat Miker's Chevelle there, yeah.
That thing was nuts. And we ended up in the same hotel. So it's like, right on. We probably had the same amount of troubles as this guy, and he's probably got $200,000 in that car. So
because you guys stayed in Three Hills, on the first night?
Yeah. We barely made it to Three Hills. We were cruising, and the thing we didn't have time to do was set the headlights or do anything with the headlights.
Yeah.
That thing was like sky high. So I'm driving that thing at whatever it was, 2:00 in the morning. We had to pull over. I couldn't see a damn thing. So Dallas, I was like, man, I'm gonna be like on your bumper because all I could see, you had that piece of aluminum on the back of the thing. So I was right up to it, so I could see the reflection coming back. Wasn't for that, we wouldn't have made her. Like then the next day we bought like a light bar or something like that. But yeah, so he was in Three Hills. We saw him, and then the motorhome came and picked it up or something like that. His motorhome's worth more than our house. Like it was. That guy was running a nice program.
I liked seeing all the motorhome like flexing. I was just like, man, that's how you follow. Like I was just following in your truck or whatever, and sharing rooms with Josh, which I loved. I love you, Josh.
Yeah.
But I was like, that might be the way to try to like, let's get 8 more mortgages so that we can get a motorhome.
Oh, there were some nice cars. It was cool. Like there was a lot of like newer stuff, like a pile of Hellcats, that new Corvette, and Camaros, and all those things. So
much of this chat is just people going, "Do you speech up? Do you speech up?"
Peg really got
Peg
that.
He really did a number on you for that.
But,
we're sorry about Peg.
Yeah,
we apologize on his behalf.
Oh, it's good. It's good. The videos are pretty funny. He was messaging us and telling us how he had to run into town to upload his videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, that guy's a hillbilly through and through.
He had the best time.
So are you guys thinking about keeping it like out west, like in the same kind of area, or like mixing up some tracks? Were there more tracks you could have gone to and didn't, or
there's like some airport deals around here we could throw in the mix. All these tracks we worked with were really good, so we are using them next year. I haven't been east enough like to know what there is for tracks for planning one out there. So maybe we'll keep in touch and we'll come up with some ideas. But
I'll go scout for you.
Nothing about anything.
This one has a road.
Yeah, we're terrible at that.
But the second one we're looking at West Coast. So
that'd be cool. That'd be some cool roads.
That'd be a really nice ride from track to track.
Man, I gotta say, like, it's been years since I was like to like Drumheller or something like that. Like, it's a ways from us where we are.
Yeah.
So it was so cool ripping through all those bridges in that piece of junk 55 Chevy. And then we got to that. We got there. We were always a day late, so we got there really early the next morning, so it was closed, so we didn't get to see nothing. But I saw like the pictures where everyone, all the cars kind of made it. That would have been wicked to see all those hot rods crammed into that parking lot.
Yeah. And like we've seen some really cool pictures of guys who are coming through at night.
Yeah.
And taking pictures of their old cars, like Bob's old 69 Mustang out front of the saloon.
Yeah.
In the night and the light and everything. It just looks really cool and retro. And a lot of people came up to us and said, I never even knew that saloon was there.
Yeah.
And they're going to come back with their family, they said. Yeah. So that's really cool.
I think that's what sold Danny. Like that's why I was sending the pictures when we were in Drumheller there, or that road. When we were leaving that saloon, we had some issues. We blew the rear window out of the car and the slicks fell off, so we had to pull over. I was just talking to her on WhatsApp, or sending her some videos, and the next thing you know, she books a flight. She's like, "It's nice there." Yeah, it was whatever. As we're taping the back window in the stupid car to try and make it to the next.
Well, then he's like, "Well, I don't know if you should book a flight because I don't know if we're gonna make it." He's like, "Well, it's already been done, so you better make it."
Well, we were gonna finish it up no matter what. Like, we didn't know what the rules were. We were about this close to messaging and being like, "So if we miss a day, can we still show up the next day?" And just like, that's where it was gonna go. But the fact that happened was awesome.
I know the stress got you. You had a lot of cussing, and you don't cuss.
Yeah, it was. There was a few days I was a little angry. It tested my patience, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's an endurance.
Oh man, and then being with those 3 guys was like, because you're trying to do something on the side of the road, and it was crazy. Like that motor was so bad that it kept fouling plugs out and stuff on the one side. So we're pulled over 2:00 in the morning. Sammy's ripping by. We got our stupid hat lights on, trying to change plugs. Like it was bad, man. Like it was. We originally had that big crate on the back. Yeah. Well, that stupid car, it had a relocation kit for the leaves, so part of the frame was chopped out. Well, as the more we were driving, it just kept going. It was bending the frame, and then it folded the quarter panels, and like, it was nuts. Like that car took a beating. Like it was bad. It was bad, but it was awesome. Like I can't wait to do it again. I tell you.
Perfect. And that's why we're doing it again, because people keep telling us, well, next year. Well, we have our work cut out for us now.
Yeah, we're getting messages like, when can we register? And we're like,
we gotta plan it first.
Just start taking money now. What's the worst
Well,
that'll
and
happen?
folks, like, people really want to support you guys. So people are asking, like, is there a way for them to support you? Like, are you guys going to start selling more, like, shirts online? So how can people, like, support you guys and help keep making it kind of get bigger and bigger?
we got a bunch more merch coming. I was doing that on Monday and Tuesday, so it's getting made right now. So we'll have that on the website and
T-shirts, hoodies, hats, and then for all the competitors, we got I Survived Miles of Mayhem 2021 shirts getting made up.
Yeah.
So those will be on our website. It'll all be posted on our website. That's huge support. That helps us. It gets the name out there, but it also helps finance this project here.
Well, I'll make sure we'll put that on everything there and get when it's in. I gotta buy a shirt. Like by the time we finally got there in time where you guys were there, everything was sold out except for a couple of hoodies. So we bought a couple of hoodies, but I guess all the T-shirts were gone. So
yeah, it was unreal. We didn't know how much to buy, right, or how much to bring with us being our first year, and we didn't buy nearly enough.
But next year, I don't think it'll be a problem. We're going to be ready.
We have a little bit better idea what to expect this next one here. Yeah. So,
well, I mean, it's awesome you said that there was that much support and that many people showed up and took all the time off. Like it was, I mean, it's a big ordeal. Like, you know, just even the 5 days, like it's for sure a weekend thing. So, I mean, a lot of people must have taken at least 7 or 8 days off work and, you know, and then the gamble of COVID, who knew what was going to happen? Like, it just kind of fluked out. It was in a bit of a lull and it was all good, right? So, that, like, it easily could have gone bad. That must have been some tense moments there, eh? Like, a month or so before the event, just in case. Like, who knew it was going to happen? Oh, did they freeze again, or did they just get tired of it?
I think they might have froze again.
Cut out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, man. Yeah, you're kind
of... No, it's all good. The big risk was COVID. We didn't know if we're going to be able to run Saskatoon until, 2 weeks before the event.
No,
my gosh. The track when we found out.
Yeah, we were doing the road trip, doing some last minute planning, and then Skippy there's like, I just got an email saying you guys can come here.
Yeah.
So 2 or 3 weeks before the event actually happened. So
gosh,
we were panicking a little bit.
Like, did you have a backup plan if that track didn't work, or?
We were talking about maybe doing 2 days at Medicine Hat and just sending the guys out for a drive.
Yeah.
And then come back to the Hat, but it's not the same, right?
No, yeah.
So, but I think everyone would have been understanding with the COVID rules, like that's out of our hands. But I feel the timing was perfect. Like, I think everyone was just so excited to get out and do something, let alone a massive event doing car stuff with their car friends, right? So
well, and I mean, like we met so many new people, like, you know, which was awesome. Like that you talked
like who I'm still talking to, and
it was great.
Yeah.
So when you picked the tracks, then just decided to kind of pick the route, and it just worked out to be 1,700K, and that was it.
Yeah, I kind of Googled it while we were planning and got an idea of how we could do the route, and then once I talked to all the tracks, we just started driving the route and made a plan, and that's when we stopped at all like the hotels and the restaurants and the gas stations, telling them what was going on and asked them to stay open late, and they all did. They were all really excited about it. So,
well, I'm sure they really appreciated that too, right? Because like, I'm sure they weren't getting the same kind of travel business they had been getting, and then here you guys are saying, you know, there's going to be 150 racers plus like the people coming to support them and stuff, right? Like, so I'm sure they really just appreciated that too from you.
Even
we didn't stay in one of the hotels that were on the list.
Well, because you guys couldn't make it.
You tented it.
Hotel though, I tell you, I was happy with it.
No, you guys did the R&R. We stayed there.
Oh yeah, we made the one.
We made the R&R.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen you there in the morning.
We did the one. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. It was always like, interesting in the morning, waking up in the hotel and open the curtain and see who's all outside. And like, oh, they made it. Like, wasn't sure about them.
Well, it was so cool. Like on one of those nights, we ended up in a bit of a pack with a few hot rods.
Yeah, on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
because it was like the Mark Media guys, the Hillbillies, us.
There's a bunch of people there. It was pretty good. Yeah, no, it was cool ripping down the highway with a pile of old hot rods and stuff like that. Like I loved it.
Well, and people driving by too were really excited. They would all wave and stuff because they didn't really know what was going on, but they were like, we're excited to see all of these random weird old cars or like souped up cars and stuff, just like booking her down the highway.
Well, you couldn't stop at a gas station or anything without someone going, "What is happening here?" You know?
Yeah.
Super cool that you're like, "Oh, so we're doing this." They're like, "Why would you do that?" You're like, I couldn't tell you, but we're here. You know, it seemed like a good idea in March.
Yeah, Allie has it right. I'm not sure about that 55 every morning.
We really felt bad when that 55 would be rolling in at like 2:00 in the morning. Like it was loud, and I mean, it was. We were waking a few people up for sure. Whatever.
Is there anything for like the next time that you for sure are like, we absolutely will not do it this way again, or like that was just terrible?
Not overly.
The latter for me.
The latter part we had some issues with, which a guy said he's going to build us a program for all your placing.
Oh yeah.
We had some issues with that the first couple days. We made it work, but it didn't. It was a lot of work in the end. But
just the driving and trying to put numbers in. Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't be able to do that. I get so car sick. So
yeah, it was.
So the Mayhem trailer is for sale, and we're getting a motorhome.
So if anyone's looking for a trailer,
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's funny. Like my favorite part of this whole thing was actually hearing your real voice. Because man, your voice was wrecked on like day 2. I was like, when I first met you, or whatever, you were like super cool in the golf cart. And you're like, "You guys are okay?" We're like, "We're good, man." I was like, "Man, either this guy's a partier or he's lost his voice already because something's going on."
8 packs a day for 40 years.
Well, I'm not a yeller, so yelling in the drivers' meetings every morning didn't help, and some stress and AC and heat all day, and yeah.
I was telling Dan, I was just like, "Oh, I should have given him some vocal exercises to warm up his voice, taught him some diaphragm breathing. He would have made it through."
So the other change is we're getting a sound system on the golf cart with a PA system. So
yeah. Well, that would be kind of cool.
That'll be helpful for you.
Yeah.
So what? So you've been racing your whole life. So what kind of car do you have?
Nothing at the moment. I'm gonna be building a new one here.
Oh yeah.
I had a '69 Z28 Camaro.
Oh yeah.
But the oil field went into the shitter, and
life.
So we got rid of that one, and I started off in junior dragsters. I had an SRT8 Jeep that I'd street race a bit and go to the track with once in a while, but sold that to kind of help this program out. And
so was it hard to watch everybody and not be part of it, or what?
Yes. It was very hard. So I'm actually bringing home a car here next week. We're going to start building, and we're hopefully going to get in down south and do the one down south in it.
Yeah. Oh,
that probably won't be for 2 years though, because it's how much work it is to build a car.
It's like a weekend. I don't know what the whole is. You lower your standards until you're there. Like, you just gotta,
okay.
I think
that's what I do.
Like the bar was on the ground, I think, by the time we got there, but we had a good time. That's all that really matters, right?
That's the main thing. It's just get out, have a good time, and see if you can survive the mayhem, really.
Josie, do you drag race at all or anything?
No, I don't, but I'm actually wanting to get into it. Dustin has a
SS Chevy pickup.
Oh yeah.
With a supercharger.
that I might try out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Peg's in there.
Peg's here.
There he is.
We apologize in advance. That's awesome. So, what, like, is that like a recent thing that you wanted to like start getting into drag racing, or have you been kind of thinking about it for a while now?
No, recent, because I didn't know about this until I met Dustin.
Okay.
Like, this is new to me, which I don't know if it was the same for you guys, but it's
For me, totally. Like, I was not a car. I'd be like, ooh, shiny. And that was about it for me. Like,
yeah.
we started dating and it became a sickness in his life. And it was, well, I love him, so I guess this is what I do now.
Yeah, like we'd be talking and he would hear a vehicle and he would know what it was. And I'm like, how did you do that?
And you're just like, that's nice, dear. Good for you.
Hey, there's way worse places we could be other than the garage at night. As far
I
as I'm
always know where you are.
Mm-hmm.
There's
That's true.
drugs,
Yeah,
but at least we're home all the time. Yeah.
yeah, it's not a bad addiction. You know.
Were you happy with the classes you had, or the whatever? I don't know how you like.
Yeah, we're gonna make a few changes for next year. Nothing drastic. Like we were talking about adapting drag week rules.
Okay.
But just they have like 450 cars show up, and just we can't have that many. Like they have like 20 classes or something. We just don't have the car count for that. So we're just gonna alter ours a little bit, and hopefully everyone comes in. We've been asked if we're gonna have a gasser class, and we've been asked a few different questions, but for the most part, it's worked pretty good. So.
I thought it was great. I mean, like I want to build a gasser for the next one if I get in there and all that stuff. But I mean, you fit in with the stick shift guys or whatever.
Yeah.
You're just kind of having a good time, I mean, I guess that being said, if you know what the classes are going to be, I mean, some guys will find out the classes and build the car to the class. Like I think this year was a lot of people they had a car and what class can I be in, right? Versus if you really want to win it, you got to figure out the class and build the car to be the absolute best for it. But I mean,
I think, talking with people, that's what's happening now. They're building cars to come do this competition. And, like I feel that this is changing hot rodding a bit around Canada because there wasn't any of these events. So,
oh man, I think it's going to be huge. I mean, you got to think, you do 5 days of racing in a row. I mean, here, like this year, like Manitoba's really screwed up with COVID and stuff. We're not going to do nothing till probably August. They won't get 5 weekends in by the time the snow falls. You know what I mean? So you can build a car and do as much racing with you guys in 5 days as you probably will in the whole year for a lot of people.
Yeah,
so and build the car to make it happen, right?
Yeah, we've talked to some people that got over 30 passes in 5 days.
Oh,
that's a whole season. And, I think Darcy Clark there got 20 hits in one day. He just round and round.
Man, she was hot lapping that thing.
When you watched her, I was just like, I feel like I want to do this because I feel like she just felt so good.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and that, I don't think, that amount of racing, you cannot get that much in that 5 day span. For the money spent or whatever it was, you can't. It was fantastic. I thought it was good. And I mean, we bought every single spark plug along the way. Supporting
you guys need a spark plug. You guys almost need a little, gotta find a business that's willing to have sort of those odds and ends and travel from track to track with you. Because I think they would clean up.
Well, the Red Deer, whatever performance guys were there, whatever that name was.
Red Deer Speed and Customs.
Yeah, they were around. I'm sure they probably learned a lot too as to what to bring and for next year, right? So, because we were asking for damn near everything.
Well, do you have everything to build this car?
Well, and that's we ran those 2 guys in that junkyard Dodge or whatever. Man, those guys saved our bacon when they had that truck full of parts.
Mike and Steven.
Holy crap.
Hillbillies.
We were borrowing stuff from those guys, I tell you. Danny took a picture where I have the shifter in my hand and there's a bucket of bolts. I'm just how are we going to put this together? I don't even know what's happening. It's like some of this is metric. I'm like, we'll figure it out, man.
Give it an extra jigga with the impact, you'll be good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a little Loctite should be fine. But no, I learning so much there, and it was awesome. Actually, a guy's in the chat sometimes. Ed is his name, and he's been to Drag Week and stuff like that a few times. So I talked to him a couple of times for some advice. Didn't follow any of it, and then really learned my lesson stuff
You
like
should
that.
have followed it.
We should have. Well, I think having the car ready, then we would have had a lot more thoughts into what to bring and stuff like that. But
Oh, this comment reminds me of a question, and I know we asked you when we had seen you, but a bunch of people have asked, why was it not Kilometers of Chaos or whatever? And you had just the best response as to why you guys went with Miles of Mayhem.
Why? Sorry, we cut out there. What was that? Sorry.
Oh, just a lot of people wanted to know why it was Miles of Mayhem and not like Kilometers of Chaos or Kilometers of Mayhem, and you had the best response.
Well, a lot of guys were having fun with the acronym, and I don't think they wanted to do Kilometers of Chaos because the acronym was that one, you know.
oh, I thought that was perfect. I thought the name was great. Like it was Mayhem, man. Like everything I had in my head, I was like, it can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you watch like Roadkill or whatever, you're like, yeah, those guys just don't know what they're doing. They were rushing it. We'll just take our time and make her happen. And I made a bet, actually. So Dallas, the other driver there, we're going. I told him we made a bet. I said, for every day we don't have a pile of problems, I'll buy a steak dinner. But every day that's shitty, you're buying the gas station food or Arby's at wherever we are, whatever night. We didn't have one steak dinner. Like, you know, every night was Arby's or Subway or whatever.
We made it to the keg one night.
The last night, yeah.
Yeah.
30 kilometers.
We were so jealous.
We were so jealous of everybody.
Everyone that we stopped at the car show and they're like, yeah, we went to the Keg or Mr. Mike's, and we're like, we're gonna stop at Wendy's and keep going. We don't have time.
Well, like, yeah, like, did you guys get sleep? Did you eat? Like,
We ate when we could, slept when we could. Like, we're usually done around 1, 2 in the morning ish, and we were up around 6 on the road again.
I would have to chase Dustin down to get him to eat. Like, I'd roll the golf cart and like, okay, you gotta eat.
Oh man, you must put 1,700K in that golf cart. Like, you were just that thing. Like, so what? Did you guys leave the track and then just immediately go to the next track and set up camp, or did you go to the hotel? How did you guys do that?
We would go to the hotel and we'd get up early in the morning and go set up the track, like get our stuff all set up.
Yeah.
And then when we were in Saskatchewan, we actually dropped the trailer at the track because there's no room in the hotel parking lot for that big trailer.
Yeah.
We left it at the tracks at night, and we went early in the morning. Yeah, we hoteled it every night. We planned on staying in the trailer, but a real shower.
There was gonna be no effing way. It wasn't gonna happen for her. Did you guys have your baby with you that whole time?
No. She was at grandma's. The two children were at grandma's for the week.
Okay. I was like, that would be like the ultimate parent flex. Like, just
Yeah.
We said next year we're gonna get a nanny to come and bring them with us because that's the longest we've been away from them.
Oh, that'd be so fun. I bet you would maybe find 10 sober people there that could help you.
Right?
Did you have more people after it's kind of gone up that want to be involved and help out next year?
We've had a lot of offers, people asking to help next year, but I feel we are going to hire staff because, you know, how a volunteer to compared to a paid help it will be.
Yeah.
So I think we're just going to do a flat day rate for who we hire, and we got a few people in mind that we know very well, and we'll go from there, really. We really underestimated it because there was just a few of us, and then, like, my mom and dad followed the event, and they helped a bit, and then Orly and Betty from Red Deer Speed and Custom helped us, and people at the tracks, like even some of the racers were jumping in when we were having problems in staging lanes, helping organize staging lanes, and so we're probably going to have 8 staff next year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just to try and make things move smoother than they did.
I thought it went great, but
You were there after all the action
It
happened.
was a ghost town. Yeah,
You guys had it pretty easy. You didn't have to wait in the staging lanes. And
yeah, no, the tech guy was literally came to us every time. It was fantastic. You know where was it the day you flew? Medicine Hat, I guess that was the second track.
When I flew in,
That guy-
was SIR.
yeah,
so
so
that was Saskatoon.
The second guy, Medicine Hat, that guy was so cool that was putting the show on or whatever. Like that car, like we had no windows in or nothing. He's just like, yeah, just send her down there or whatever. Like, man, everyone was so cool. I couldn't believe it. Like they got the program. Like they understood what we were trying to accomplish, or you guys were trying to accomplish. Man, it was awesome there.
Well, we definitely could have done it without them, right? Like, and those track guys were learning just as much as we were along the way too, because they've never had an event like that. So they're awesome to work with, and we're definitely already been talking to them about next year's already. So,
well, I mean, there's some like everywhere we went, people just loved it. So I'm sure there's got to be other like businesses and all that just want to get involved and do like, hey, come here for dinner, or do this for that, or like for sure that'll be a thing for next year. I guess if you guys want that, or if people ask around, because it was so easy, like
definitely. And even like the hotels, some of the hotels are already asking like, you guys coming back next year? We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So nobody ruined hotel stays.
No. So that was all good, and this we're trying to find like some monumental stuff we can make into check stops along the way, and just try and keep them interesting. Like once you got past Medicine Hat, it kind of got pretty flat. Not a lot going on the drive. So
yeah, take a picture in front of an A&W. It wasn't as cool as the saloon. I will agree.
But the lone A&W is still so cool to me, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like I was sad I missed that.
And they were giving out free root beers.
Really?
Oh yeah. Josie went in there and ordered food, and she forgot about the free root beer. She was telling people all day, and then two kids came in, and they're like, "Well, can I get my free root beer, please?" And they got them and left. She's like, "Why didn't I get it?" But the Mayhem was catching up with us, so.
Oh, I believe it. That was, when we were first looking at it, I was like, it's some decent number of miles to make it, but it can't be that bad. Oh yeah, we'll get there. We'll race. We'll get a decent amount of sleep and all that. Man, it was like, thank God it wasn't any longer. Like we would have, like an extra 100K a few of those times, we wouldn't have made it. Like wouldn't have. Like that was like the perfect amount of miles in between racing or whatever. Like it was crazy. The last when we came into SIR, I was driving the car, and right as we come to the city, I put the clutch in, I go to put her in gear, and the shifter just falls out of the car. I'm like, oh, this is bad. Jammer in third or whatever, and we had to get like Peg and Dallas. There was like a NASCAR pushing start to get the thing going and stuff, and then I didn't stop at one light or stop sign or anything until we got into the track there. We were pretty close when I was like trying, and like because you had to turn like left across traffic to get an SIR. You're like slowing her down, trying to judge it. Then okay, there's a break, and you're all over it. Like that was good stuff.
I think a lot of people did underestimate the driving part. Like, I feel the racing part's the easy part.
Oh, yeah.
That drive is the hard part.
Like, I got a bunch. Like, I'm into street cars, so everything I have has a pile of street miles on it. Like, I drive stuff year round, and I have a 55 Chevy, 454 tunnel ram, the whole deal. Like, it's ready to go, slicks on it and everything. But it's a street car. I've never taken it to the track.
Yeah.
It was as I'm backing out of the driveway and I'm looking at my car that I probably put 4,000 or 5,000 miles on a year. I'm like, man, this thing would absolutely be has a heater, windows, like nice seats, the whole deal. To go in that jalopy we were in, I was like, this is dumb. Like, we should just take one of these. But definitely some of those race cars, like, you could tell people are like, I got this, and they didn't got this.
No.
We were
even talking to like Dan in that Mustang, he's like, I never thought I'd be doing 30K of gravel. He took a wrong corner.
Yeah.
He did 30 clicks of gravel, and he wasn't really impressed with it, but he's like, that's part of the adventure, right?
No, it was cool. I liked how we kind of knew where we were going to go, and then you turn in your slip and you get this like map. You're like, well, what is this? Like, I didn't know a damn thing, but Josh was like, he's from Saskatoon, so we kind of knew the area, so he kind of kept us in line. I had no idea where we were going. Like, at one point, we're like, are we even on the right road here? And just kept her going, and that I tell you, when we were driving down to that A&W and it says like no service for 150 or 160 kilometers, you're like, huh, well, this will be a good one. I'm thinking to myself, you know. And then we hit that big storm with the tornadoes and all that. Yeah, it was. That was a sketchy part of the ride for sure, but it was cool.
And you couldn't even like make that up. Tornado warnings and like hailstorm. Like, when do we ever get a tornado warning in Alberta? We don't.
Oh, it was, yeah. We're just driving. It's like, oh, okay, it's going good. And all of a sudden, like, the sky starts turning like this purple color. I'm like, well, that's different. How's this one gonna go? But no, it was, yeah, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. Like, I'm absolutely hooked. Like, I haven't stopped talking about it, I don't think. It's been a full week.
Yeah.
Like, I've already like found the car I want. It's in BC. Like, I got to get it shipped here, and I got to start working on it and all this stuff. It'll be good.
Yeah, I had somebody say I had to take a break here from talking about it all the time. It does. It consumes you, and just it's so excited to be the part of it, right? And just never thought we'd be pulling something like this off. So,
well, like when you think about the high that everybody was at when we all left, like that, I haven't experienced just like a community high like that.
Yeah.
In so long. Like everyone was just like at a 20 and like just so happy for everybody. And like you don't want to lose that feeling, right? So like you talk about to like hold on to it as long as you can. Like I was telling everybody, like that was probably one of the highlights of my life, and I didn't even get to do the whole dang thing. Like, and it was the best. It was so good.
And even some people we couldn't get a read on in the first day, you know, when they're coming getting tacked and stuff on the Sunday before it started. And now they're texting me right now, like we just made lifelong friends with people because it just brought so many people, like-minded people together. And I think a big part of it was people didn't know what to expect, you know, like showing up on the first day. They're like, what's this going to be? Is this race going to be like legit, or is it going to be a gong show? Or
like the first day of school, like the first day of
really
university or at a new school or whatever, you're like, oh, is anybody gonna like me? Like, did I wear the right shirt? Like, am I?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm so like, it was so cool being for like the first one. You know what I mean? And then as it goes on and stuff, you'll be like, oh yeah, like whatever will happen will happen. When you're at the like ground zero, it's like pretty cool. And I've had so many people send me messages. I was gonna go, but life happened. I'll be there next year. And like everybody says that, right?
Yeah.
But actually being there, that really shows like who's the guy, right? Or what, or lady, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just like I love it. It was legit. Gong show.
The people did take a risk coming to this competition, right? So you know, not knowing how it was going to be, or
we didn't put it out who we were even.
Yeah, we had no idea.
Yeah.
It was just like we're like it goes on. It's like here's the visa number and $400 was gone or whatever. Like,
it could have been a call center scammer, really.
Right?
Yeah.
So no, and then everyone took a risk, and it panned out to be time of my life. You know, like.
And this is our first live we've ever done, just to let you guys know. Like
you guys are full time now.
Yeah, you're like.
We got it on the ground floor, so now we won't have to hopefully fight for your affection.
Yeah.
When everybody else is jumping on you.
Well, at least
that's one thing. I wish we could have met, like got to talk to everyone more. You know, like we were so busy, we get maybe a couple minutes here and there, and we got to visit with some people before or after because everyone was kind of shy in the beginning.
Yeah.
I actually seen. So at SIR, I actually seen you show up, and when you guys first seen each other, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going on there. Here I am doing a live with you guys now.
What do I always say? Oh, I'm a codependent partner, and I was lonely.
Well, yeah, when you showed up, I was so done and so tired, and we had to pull the transmission out of the car. I was like, oh, this is bad. But she was cool. She flew in. She immediately went to like Superstore, bought a bunch of drinks and waters and stuff. I was like, oh, thank God. Because I was ready to kill someone. I was so hungry and tired.
Well, I kept saying I came because I knew all four of you might kill each other at one point, so somebody needed to.
Yeah. Well, it was because it was the night before that we scattered the rear end at 2:00 in the morning, and
But
Kindersley.
whose fault was that?
Josh's. He was driving it.
No.
Whatever. We were egging him on. Nothing happened. We shouldn't have done on the side of the road. We weren't part of those problems. It was in a closed environment, or whatever you want to call it. There.
Mike and Steve had spare 9-inch parts.
We saw them drive by. That was the worst part. We're there, and that was kind of, we didn't have their number or whatever at the time, I guess. So I'm we got to push this car right on the road so someone sees us in case they go by. And I happened to see him go by. I'm like, oh, whatever. We figured it out. Some machine shop was open. The guy stayed late and put a pin in it for us. It was good. It's no big deal.
Perfect.
The people on the side of the road that helped out was crazy. Every time it didn't matter. Like there was a guy and his daughter in a like 6234 Nova wagon.
I love that.
And they ran out of gas. So we pull over and help them out or whatever. And by the time there's like a farmer stopping by. You guys okay? You need something here? My shop's just down the road. Or like, man, we're just giving these guys gas.
Well, and what was funny about the wagon is that you guys a few kilometers back had pulled over and they were like, "Are you good?" And you're like, "Yeah, we're good." And then like 10 minutes later, they were out of gas or whatever. Yeah. So you guys turned around and pulled over and gave them gas or whatever. So like even just like those moments are so like they're special. Like there's not other words for it than like these special moments that you're gonna talk about. Like she's gonna talk about the time that she went with her dad on this trip and they ran out of gas and a bunch of very questionable hillbillies and they apparently kidnapped a girl and they came and offered us gas, like
if it wasn't Miles of Mayhem when we stopped, the guy would be panicked. I would agree with that, yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be bad, yeah. No, that was so much fun. I loved it, yeah. But well, that's cool. I'm glad you guys are gonna keep giving her for next year or whatever you're gonna do a couple of times and stuff like that.
If we can help with anything, just let us know because we're.
Well, I think at least now you got a lot of people who can kind of promote it a little bit more.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all in it. I know Peg is. He had Boosted Lifestyle there with his old lady and stuff like that.
ATK,
so there was some decent people that have a little following there and can really kind of make it happen and stuff. I hope next year we can make a couple of dinners with some of the guys and just shoot the shit or whatever because I'll have to go lease a Hellcat or something like that for that. But
this is get to the return policy.
Yeah, just like 1 week, guys.
Can we extend the kilometer before the return part or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Ed. Yeah, I wanted to go.
I think and what was cool is that 3.4 Chevy. Like I've never seen that had Manitoba plates on it. I mean, I've never seen
it had Manitoba plates till the last day. I was like, oh, that guy's from Manitoba.
Well, I don't think we saw him run the last day.
That's true.
We're there, we're eating a burger, and this foreigner pulls up and just pulls the wheels and go. I'm like, oh, that thing is cool. And I mean, I love kind of 50 Chevy, so I'm like, oh, Manitoba plates. I like this guy. So I never got to meet him. We were too busy screwing around, but
really cool guy.
Yeah. An extra hour or something like that. The track might have been just to meet a few more people and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was cool. Like, the guys we cruised with, I met them all. I've known them for a year just on the internet, and then we decided to hop in a truck and go hang out with them for 10 days straight up, never really meeting them. And that was weird in itself, but you make fast friends out there. Like, and Kyle, his whole crew, and that Tokyo, and that G body, that ratty green G body and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, there were so many kind of cool things going on there, and those we made fast friends with those. The Mustang guys with the Cummins in it.
The Cold Stang.
Yeah,
the Cold Stang. They're as broke down as us, basically, on the first day anyways.
Well, the first Miles of Mayhem was always going to be the OG mommers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the originals. So
that'd be a good shirt too, the OG mom, because just to see a bunch of dudes wearing that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
That would be good, because they'd buy it.
Oh, I am stoked for that shirt when it comes out. Like the I Survived. I feel like I don't even know how much money and time we spent to have a $30 shirt or something like that. Everyone always asks how'd you do? I'm like, honestly, I assume dead last. We had to have been dead last. I didn't even look at one score sheet or anything because what was the point? What'd the car run? I'm like, I'm pretty sure worse than the time you get if you got a time because you made it. You know what I mean? But whatever. It was
but you did it.
you're watching, this video is shorter than what we ran.
Yeah. No, we did it exactly, and I like at all costs making it happen. Like it was cool. I loved it, and
The stakes were high.
there were so many guys that were like that though in the thing. I wish we kind of hung out with them a little bit more and stuff like that, but we can't have been the only idiots that were breaking down.
Well, even like that wagon you're talking about where they ran out of fuel.
Yeah.
Right after he got teched on the last day, he was going back to the pits, and his pump in the tranny went out and puked all the oil out.
Yeah.
And they ended up doing a tranny swap that day because he was in third place. They did a tranny swap and got a pass in and remained in third.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like
people were just giving her, yeah.
Hardcore.
There was a bunch of hardcore guys there. I thought there was people there just kind of wanted to go for the thumbnail and take a picture and do it for the gram. But man, there were some gritty people there that were gonna make it happen, like no matter what, which is friggin' wicked.
And we probably had about 10 guys who've done Drag Week and Midwest Drags who were a part of this event. And like I know Richard in the GTO. Yeah. He's done Drag Week, Midwest Drags, multiple events. I think he's done over 10 of them now. And he said it just felt like he was at Drag Week, like no different. He said, like, this is awesome. And he's like, my house is 40 minutes from here. He's like, it doesn't get any better than this. So, no, it's definitely a huge accomplishment. And just the feedback is just unreal.
It's
like,
what's keeping us going.
Yeah.
Like,
we're going to do it again and
next year,
again and again.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad it's not just one and done. And I knew like the turnout was good. I'm glad that like the juice was worth the squeeze or whatever. There wasn't so many headaches where it was just like, we lost our ass and we didn't get any sleep and we got a bunch of shit from the town or whatever. Like, the fact, like, I couldn't believe the people we met along the way. We ended up in Saskatoon. We were waiting on a shifter and we went to this big Murs restaurant. And so we pulled in. There was a cool place or whatever. The guy had all sorts of like semi trucks and motors and stuff. And he had to bail. And right behind it, he had like this decent sized garage or whatever. And he opens up. He's like, whatever you guys need, just use it. Like, take it. Doesn't matter. And he had like fancy stuff in there, like a big block Chevy with a blower on it and stuff. And he's just like, I got to go, but whatever you need. So we just borrowed some like screws and wrenches and stuff. But we're like, no, we can just unload this place. And the guy, like, people were so cool. Like, I couldn't believe it. So it was
just
awesome.
How they're all opening up. And like, I heard a story of a hitch breaking on the side of the road. And he's like, I stopped and I'm in the middle of nowhere. And I look over and it's a welding shop in the middle of nowhere. And the guy's locking the door. So he runs over and the guy's like, oh, yeah, bring it in here. $50. I'll weld her up.
Yeah.
Go and fix up and back on the road. Like just how people came together and complete strangers, right? Just unreal. Unreal.
No,
That's
it was cool. I'm glad to talk about it for. It'll be another few months before I get kind of tired of it, I think. You'll probably be tired of it way before me. So.
I got headphones.
It wasn't that bad. Come on. No, that's awesome. I can't wait.
What would be your guys' advice for people that, like, now that you've done it, you've heard other people talk to you about, like, their experiences and stuff, what would be your maybe couple pieces of advice to people who are going to come or try to come next year?
Get out and drive your cars. Test them. Drive it to the racetrack, drive it home, drive it to work. And that's a real big part of it. Deodorant.
For everyone's sake.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, just test your cars and be prepared for some long days.
Well, so was there anything like that one day we were there that truck blew the motor and oiled down the truck at Area 53 there, I guess? Yeah. Was there any other problems at the other tracks like that had to be cleaned up or slowed things down or anything? Or was there ever a risk of people not making enough passes or anything?
No, I never heard anyone complain saying they didn't get enough passes. Steven and Mike in the Dodge truck there, they had that spare engine in the back.
Yeah.
And when they launched it, it shot some coolant out onto the track, so we had to clean that up. But other than that, no, there's no the one oil down. Area 53 was on it. I was out there sweeping. Some racers came out there and were sweeping it up, and
Yeah.
I think we're shut down for about an hour and 10, and we're back racing. But that was a full 8th mile oil down, you know,
Yeah.
like.
Well, and that was the track where that girl was just doing hit after hit after hit at the end, because we were last again, and she was just hot lapping that truck. Like, it was unbelievable.
And Dallas was hot lapping too, because he kept breaking out.
He kept breaking out, so he must have hit.
I learned a lot of terms.
He must have 8 or 10 hits in a row there, just 3-point turn that thing in the lanes and just did it again. Like, no, it was awesome.
That's the cool part, you know, like some guys were one and done, and some guys are like, I got 20 hits in today. So
The white Corvette.
yeah, the C8 Corvette, that guy had never raced before.
And just a smile every time. Just it was awesome to see.
And that car only had 1,700 clicks at the beginning of the venture.
Really?
Oh my
He's
God.
like, I wonder what they're gonna say when I take it in to get an oil change done. My first oil change, and it needs tires. So like, it's probably the hardest driven C8 Corvette in Alberta, I'd say.
Well, we saw that guy, whatever day it was. I'm like, I didn't even know if those things could do burnouts or whatever. And he did like a, right through the traps. Like, he's doing like a John Force style burnout. I was like,
Right.
Yeah. And then every time we saw that thing, it was mint clean.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was trashed at the track, and he must have found whatever the closest car wash was and detailed that thing.
What, that was the other thing I was impressed with, because a lot of those, like, much fancier cars and stuff, they'd get to the track and look beautiful, and then the next day they looked beautiful again, and then you guys just didn't give a crap.
We cleaned the window at the gas station, that was about it.
There's a couple guys with nice cars that are like, well, you don't even bother until we get home. Like,
Yeah. Well,
you know, that's
like
part of it.
some real nice cars there. Like, it was awesome to see, like, all kinds
Just
showing up.
variety. Like,
From a new Corvette to a 74 Celica to
Yeah.
the 55 gasser.
Yeah.
You know, like this.
like the Kenworth, like, that was cool. Like, Dallas's Kenworth was super
Yeah.
cool.
Drag Week's probably never had a Kenworth in theirs.
No, exactly. No. Well, because he also had a Mustang. And he was like, oh, should I bring like 65 or 6 Mustang or whatever? And he's like, I don't know what I should build and this and that. We're like, man, you got to take the big truck. Like, how could you not, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm
putting slicks on it every day.
What's that?
And putting the slicks on it every day.
Man, yeah.
There are street cars not even putting slicks on every day. Like, come on, guys. If the semi can, you can.
Those guys were giving it. Yeah, they changed the thing and then strap it all down and all that, lock the suspension out. I'm like, that they hustled and had to unload. They had half our junk on the truck by the end. We had to help unload and stuff like that.
Well, and like that was the hardest part of like the Kenworth, was they had to like switch everything over. But then the rest of the time they were looking after you guys.
Oh, they had it way worse than us. Yeah,
like
they had to
deal with you.
They had to try and be competitive as well as deal with us. Yeah, we were just having fun after the end of the first day. We're like, "There's no way this is happening." We had these dreams of what was going to happen, and that didn't. We're like, "We're going to stand the wheels and this and that." None of that happened.
Dallas is going to put a deck on it for you for next year.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. Well, I told him, I was like, we got to find out what the limits are for the trailer we can bring, and let's just bring everything we need, because man, that thing will haul it. We needed it. Like, I couldn't believe the parts we needed. I just didn't see it coming.
Yeah. And like, well, the guys with the truck with the welders and the full toolbox, like they were onto something, but our regulation, we are going to put a trailer size rule in. Like I think it was 14 feet this year.
Yeah.
But I don't think we really have to change that, because like 90% of the cars can't tow a 14-foot trailer.
Yeah.
So, you know, and we're actually talking about getting some trailers manufactured to be able to sell for competitors, like purposely built for this. I've been in contact with a company and thinking we might have a couple for next year for competitors, and
Oh, that's super smart. You know,
something totally different out of our wheelhouse, but you know, like supply and demand. A lot of people were like, I can't find a trailer. I just bought this one from Canadian Tire because that's all I could find, you know?
Yeah, well, and you saw like a lot of stuff like that, just a generic whatever hauler, and they were like,
I like the guy who his trailer matched his hot rod, that red
Yeah,
What
the
was
factory 5 guy.
Yeah.
That was a nice unit he had there.
Yeah, he actually messaged me being like, "Can I bring this?" Because it had a bed in the back
Oh yeah.
in that trailer, and I'm like, "It's under the regulation size, so if you want to sleep in there and keep the cost down, sleep in there. You know, like there's nothing in the rules saying you can't sleep in your little trailer."
Well, I mean, the hillbillies, they tented every day. They like slept on Josh's trailer one night. They were funny. Like I think it was the morning you guys gave them your hotel room to go shower. Like a bunch of us had gone and given them like, do you guys need, like, do you want a shower? Like, do you want?
Yeah. We took them up for a couple of dinners and stuff like that. We're like, man, you guys are hardcore. Like, you're way better than us. But they were awesome.
But it's funny on Tech Day they just like pulled up and had a tailgate party right beside the tech trailer. They had the barbecue going. They're handing beers out to the guys. Like, what are you guys doing? You're going to be out of beer before this event even starts? And they're like,
they knew
we're buying friends. So, no, good group.
No, it was a super good group. I don't think it could have gone better, in my opinion, from my side. I thought you guys absolutely killed it. I thought all the track guys were great. Everyone had a good sense of humor, and just it was fantastic. I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah. Well, we're planning. You guys have our work cut out for us to like try and make it better for next year. Is the problem? Like, how can we make this any better? Like,
well, I know how I'm going to make it better. The event could be the exact same, and it could be a complete different experience for me. I know that much. So, like, I know exactly what I'm bringing. I've already started. Before we even got home, I was on Amazon ordering these different tools and little stuff I wanted and stuff. I was like, I need this. I'm going to need this.
But the problem with that is you're going to lose it all. Like, you're going to misplace all of it. Yeah.
I'm not going to touch it.
Oh, my gosh.
It's going right in the thing. Nope. I'm all over it. And, like,
just pick your car and put it in the trunk.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah. Once the car comes home and, like, overdrive transmissions and stuff I've never thought about in my life before, you know, and I'm like, yeah, you gotta, but it's so dual purpose because you do all this, but now you can actually drive the car if you want. Like if you take this car and you go through this Miles of Mayhem, you put in 1,700 kilometers through the heat, the night, the rain, the whatever it is, and you make it. Well, let's take the hot rod wherever you want now.
Yeah,
like
there's tried and tested, that's for sure.
And you're bagging on it. It's not just like power tour. Like you go and then you beat the tar out of it and then carry on to the next one. So if you can do that, like the car's ready to do anything.
And that's kind of like why I haven't built a new car. Was like it's a lot of time and money to go out and then maybe get a minute of racing a weekend, right? Yeah, it's a lot of time and money tied up in that. And where this, like you say, you get to actually drive the crap out of it and drive it and have tornado warnings on your phone and, you know.
Well, and I mean, I guess if you go like the full race car, that's where, I mean, all those guys in their Hellcats, Bolton Slicks, and that was cool. I mean, it's not my ideal, but I like old stuff. But it did what it was supposed to do. Or it's like the guys in their full, you know, tubbed out, no interior race car. And like this is right kind of in the middle, you know, or closer to the race car guys, but to make it a little more reliable and will it stay cool and, you know, put the miles on, it's perfect. I think it's so good.
Josh, use the Kia.
That it would have been easier.
I don't think the Kia would have made it. I think you were better off at the gasser. The Kia Soul would not have made it. No way.
No, I think it's so good. I know we've been talking to lots of guys there, and I think there'll be a lot of good stuff next year for sure. Whatever you guys decide to do, I'm sure it'll sell out and you'll do fantastic at it. There's no doubt in my mind. You guys are absolutely the right people to have done this, and
totally.
I'm sure I'll have everyone like thanks for doing it. You know, like it was awesome.
Well, thanks for coming, and we're definitely looking forward to next year already. So definitely. And if I'm ever out that way, I'll let you guys know.
Don't you don't have to lie to us. You're not coming out to Winnipeg. We get it. Everyone says that to be polite, but we get it. No one comes out here.
We don't want to.
Maybe we gotta start an East Coast one, you know, or like somewhere out there,
Central or something like that. I mean, I'm not into it, but there are some racetracks out here. I'm sure you could figure something.
Well, there's that brand new one, that St. Andrews one, that's like brand spanking new.
There's all sorts of stuff. I guess I'm sure you'll have people trying to hit you up and wanting.
I bet you already have a message from Ed in your
you should go here or whatever.
Well, we've got a lot of messages. Even like some of these airport groups are asking us if we want to make them a stop, and we got some ideas flowing. So we're actually looking at making a bit of a career out of this, and
Good for you guys.
and it's definitely changed our lives, I think. So
Yep.
Ain't
hopefully
nothing
we can change.
better than working with the one you love.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good luck with that. I think it was probably the other way around. Like, day 3 or 4, let's hide all the knives. Eh?
Yeah. Put your headphones in.
Yeah.
Listen to music. Yeah, helps.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I mean, thanks for being on the show and stuff like that. Anything else you guys want to talk about or say or anything like that? Or
Just
thank you.
Thanks to everyone, for making this possible for us, and we're looking forward to keep doing it. So,
well, that's awesome. Well, I mean, if there's anything we can do, help out or do whatever, feel free, message us, whatever. You got my email, you got Instagram, and all that.
It's Miles of Mayhem DND on Facebook, Miles of Mayhem DND on Instagram.
It's just Miles of Mayhem on the Facebook. And then it's Miles of Mayhem D&D on Instagram, and our website's milesofmayhemdnd.ca, and we definitely get a hold of us no matter what. We're pretty available. Well, she is. If you want to get a hold of me, just call me. That's the easiest way.
Well, I might need to get your phone number then. But yeah, no, that's awesome, guys. I mean, if you anything from us or whatever, like I said, we'll promote the hell out of it and all that stuff, and we'll be there next year, whether we're waiting to get in on the 50 or if we're just following around. I'm in. We loved it, and it was great.
I think next year you guys will have a lot more spectators too. Like now that people kind of know they can just show up for the day and hang out, because that was awesome too.
Well, even SIR had 110 pre-sold tickets.
Whoa,
which is crazy.
On a Wednesday.
I don't know what the final count was, but they said 110 pre-sold tickets the night when we dropped the trailer off there.
Yeah.
No way.
That was the biggest crowd we had. But I think we got to work on a little bit of the announcements made, because we didn't have an announcer there at SIR, the biggest crowd, and we didn't have an announcer. So
well, if you have an announcer, I know a very loud person that could always do it for you.
You don't want to.
It went fast.
You'd have no idea. No, I think that'd be awesome. Like you said, if you get some of the landmarks going, you get some of the spectators involved, and they can kind of travel around and all that.
Totally.
Like I know we were a little worried about some of the rules going forward, because we were talking originally about Danny kind of coming out, which is like, well, I said I didn't know what the rules were. I didn't want to be accused of cheating because she's in the truck, whatever. And it's like, well, we're trying to have a good time, but you guys are so laid back, and everyone was just kind of doing their own thing and kind of self-policed, I guess. And it was no big deal, right? So, because I'm sure people would that would be the fun part, just driving track to track.
And it was it was fun, driving track to track and following kind of everybody's journey, and then just everyone was super nice when you got there. I got there alone; they weren't there yet at SIR, and just people were like, "Hey, how's it going?" Blah blah blah. Just so friendly and welcoming. So
it was funny as we're loading all the crap into the backseat of the 55, and my brand new Ford truck is just dead empty. I'm like, oh, stupid rules.
And I have listening to my audiobook. It was great. I had a great time.
Yeah, we both put on our earmuffs. I'm like, oh, this will be good. 4,000 RPM for 3 hours, and she's just.
I seen that video. The tag 4200 going down the highway. Oof.
Yeah, well, I was giving her. I was at one point there. We were sitting at $5,000 for a while. I was so done and wanted to be at the hotel. I was just. It wasn't my car. I didn't care anymore, so I was getting home.
Well, and you guys, I think you guys mentioned this maybe on your Facebook about live streaming the races next time.
Yeah. So I'm working with a company right now. We want to live stream the whole event, and then they're going to make short films for it, because we already have the Miles of Mayhem YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And then we're going to live stream it through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for next year. And then they'll make a short kind of highlight video at the end of each day is what we're talking. So.
Oh, that'd be super cool.
Yeah. So we're definitely ramping up for that. We got some other ideas flowing. So make sure check out the page. We should hopefully be making an announcement here, hopefully by the end of next week, because we're running out of time. So it should be interesting.
Well, that'll be cool. Like I thought when we went there, I was like, oh yeah, I got my camera, I'll film it. It'd be no big deal. I brought my tripod and all that. Man, it was impossible until Danny got there to get any real footage. We were so busy.
Yeah,
I'm sure same as you guys. Like you couldn't even stop to take a picture. You know, like
right.
Like
We got a couple videos. We even bought like a really good video camera before this happened, and it didn't even come out of the trailer once. We didn't have time.
Well, I kept like it'd be cool. We got a couple of kind of group shots with some of the people we were cruising with, and I'm like, man, it would have been cool to have like a group photo and like stuff like that, and little things just to kind of have, and it just didn't have the time or the means or whatever it was, you know. So, no, I definitely think there's a lot to be learned, and it'll be great next year.
Yeah, it's just going to get better, hopefully. You know, like it's going to be really hard to top this year because it's the group of people like just made it happen. You know, like
hopefully, like if everyone gets first dibs that was there this year, you'll just build on it and then get a bunch of other people in, and it's it should be great. I can't see it be bad. Like again, my knowledge of racing is very small, but everyone there was just so easy to deal with. It was shocking. Like I was not expecting that. Like I thought the tech guys would be a pain in the ass or something, but everyone was cool like the whole way through. So no, and definitely like I've raced everywhere, and you kind of have like your little cliques here and there usually at the racetrack, but this was everyone was there to have fun and make friends and just
help each other out.
Yeah, it was unreal. I've never seen a group of 100 strangers come together like that, you know.
Ryan just said #pit chick. So me and like a couple of the other like wives, we have dubbed ourselves the Pit Chicks for next year. We're going to just like go all out for like the pit experience. Like we're expanding the living room. We're bringing in an addition. Like there's going to be drinks flowing. Like we have Pit Chick plans.
Well, those guys had the setup. They called the living room. They had like a little tent set up with like couches and a little like coffee table. And I was like, I got hang with you guys.
Uncle Tony's here.
Oh man,
he called and yelled at you.
Yeah, Tony called me yesterday or whatever. He's like, man, that car was running like shit. Give me the call next time, but I'm like, we didn't care. We were just trying to get there, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we made it. We survived the mayhem.
Yeah. I earned my shirt. That's all that really matters. I'm gonna like. Oh, I can't wait for that stupid T-shirt. Yeah.
Well, it's like a trophy, right? Like,
I'm gonna have to get two so I can wear one and just put one on the wall or something like that.
Put it in like a jersey frame, you know?
Well, I'm hard on equipment, so it won't last. But.
Right. I'm like disappointed. I didn't even get a windshield banner for myself. We gave them all away at the end, and I'm like, call my decal guy. I'm like, hey, can you make me two so I can put one in my garage?
Just to kind of have. Yeah, no, exactly, right?
So.
No, that's awesome.
Well, but we just wanted to give back as much as we could. We gave away one of our track banners on our YouTube channel, on our YouTube page the other day. Just trying to give back as much as we can because we're lost for words on how to explain how we feel about this, and just excited to do it all over again.
Oh, that's awesome, man. No, you guys are going to keep killing it. No doubt in my mind. And you'll figure everything out and kind of do all sorts of stuff 2 a year, whatever. And it'll be great. You'll have to do like a winter drag one. We'll do the whole thing.
Somebody was asking about snowmobile. Somebody asked about motorcycles. So I feel like you guys are going to get a lot of requests for.
I've been asked about doing a bike one, but that comes down to insurance problems with the bikes, right? So we'll see. We're open to ideas, but we'll see if this announcement comes out in the next week, and that'll open up a lot of stuff too. So.
Oh, it's now I just want to know right now.
Now then, you're walking on pins and needles now, right? So.
We're not on the inside track. Yeah. Cool. Well, hey, thanks for doing this, guys. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we do it again if you're into it at some
definitely.
Point or whatever. Promote it beforehand or anything. We're always here to help.
It was good to get to kind of like sit down and talk with you guys.
Yeah, hey, this is as long as we got the talk because we were all so busy at the racetrack.
You didn't just see my boots under the car, like, oh yeah, what's up, buddy? Yeah.
Josie, when you need to like vent about him repeating like the same thing 300 times, just call me. It's fine.
I might take you up on that.
Absolutely.
Oh, perfect. Well, all right, guys, thanks again, and I'm sure we'll be in contact and all that. I'm looking forward to the next week announcement.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Hopefully
guys.
next week. Don't hold us to it. We're
We're holding
you
you
get
to
on
it.
it.
It's on the internet. You can't be alone.
Don't believe everything you see on the internet, you know.
All right, guys.
Take care.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
For sure.
Bye.
Bye for now.
They're like super sweet. They're so cute.
Well, we'll hang out here for another 10 or 15 or 20 minutes there. So we kind of bulldozed everything there, but those guys put on that event. I want to talk to them and stuff like that.
Well, that like we're leaving. We were literally like in the parking lot, just finally pulling out. He goes, "I want them on the live stream next week."
Yeah.
He's like, I'm like, okay, well, like maybe like give them some time to like relax. So, no, I'm good. I'm gonna message him. I want to talk to him. I like him.
Oh, Uncle Tony, man! I should wear my Uncle Tony shirt today.
Yeah, who cares about Dee Dee's speech?
Oh, we're just dead last, those guys.
Uncle, I laughed so hard when he called you yesterday, though, or whatever. I just knew, like, I didn't see you pick up the phone or whatever, but I heard you talking. I'm like, I bet you Uncle Tony's giving it shit.
Yeah. What the hell is happening to that thing? I don't know, man. Well, so what are you guys up to? We didn't really talk about
Yeah,
it.
Ryan, it was cool to meet you guys. Like, I had a blast.
Oh yeah, that guy was cool. Well, everyone was cool.
Everyone was just dope. Like,
that was a good time. I didn't think I'd like racing of all things, but
yeah, and I didn't know that if I'd like the atmosphere and the vibe, but I miss everybody already.
on the plus side, look at this. We got a 2-door 57 Chevy.
Ooh.
Just did that today. Doesn't really look like a 2-door in this, but it is. Just the way the lighting is.
I promise it is.
No, it is.
Oh, and I know like a bunch of you asked, I'm just drinking a Diet Coke. It was really, really hot today.
Gotta promote the Canadian stuff. Yeah, man. No. Those guys, I'll promote the hell out of them. They were cool. They were, like, they took such a big gamble to rent all those tracks and stuff. Like, I can only imagine what that would have cost.
Well, and again, like, that hotels are like, we would love to have you back. That means everyone that went was, like, respectful and, like, good, you know?
It's easy to get hooked. It is easy to get hooked on events like that. Man, yeah. Tony's got OCD worse than I do. I think, yeah.
I know, Ryan. I know.
Man, we really fell in love with Alberta.
Well, I was like, when I was texting his wife or whatever, I was just like, I don't want to be here. I want to be where you guys are.
Yeah, the white wheels turned out great, eh? Had them powder coated. I spent like real money for once.
Yeah.
I didn't just paint them with Tremclad. Then I made them all dirty as hell, but I had to have it for motivations. Extra 283. Man, Mr. Heavy Chevy. Don't be I really want to build, so I have the car. Actually, like a guy who watches kind of hooked it up, and it's a car I've wanted for a long time. I don't want to talk about it in case I don't get it, but it's way on the other side of the country. But Josh, the guy I went cruising with, kind of made a bit of a deal for all the labor and stuff I did. He's actually going out west, and he'll pick it up on the way back.
I think it's more so a bribe that you wouldn't kill him on the trip.
I was a little mad at Josh, but we're friends now. It all worked out great in the end.
We love Josh.
But if I get that, it'll be a cool build in the winter, I tell you.
Careful. Drag racing is more addicting than Coke.
It was the drag racing's kind of whatever. I don't know, but the event was what I loved. Getting to do all those things.
Yeah, Henry, you got that right. Getting out of the house. Like, because we haven't left in almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good to be just, like, away.
No, I thought it was cool for sure. I didn't think, I went because, it was like the road trip I wanted to do and go hang out with the guys and all that. I thought that was kind of cool.
How was it hanging with Pig?
A week was enough.
He's the best. We love him.
No, Pig's a great guy. The pink donut dress, yeah.
Yeah, pink donut dress got a lot of love.
Danny stood out the track, I tell you that much.
Yeah. Oh, coming home to the dogs was like as fun as it was to be away. Like, we kind of timed it coming home, so because we were like, Frankie's gonna pee. She's excited.
We had to get her outside.
We had to get her outside immediately and then like really settle in for hellos.
I know a few friends are coming down for Power Tour. Well, when is Power Tour? It's in middle of August, eh?
Yeah.
I guess it all depends because the border's closed till the 20. Is it this month? 25th this month or something like that? For sure.
They just renewed it.
For how? Oh, really?
Yeah.
For another what?
I think another 21 days or whatever.
Oh, so we're not getting in
I
there.
don't think so.
Well, that's lame. I thought we'd take this on Power Tour.
Not this year.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Oh, numbnuts. We had I got your emails.
Did he the one that emailed about going to the wrecking yards? Or other places?
Oh, maybe I'm confused. Because I know some people were emailing and messaging about going to different landmarks and stuff, but we were just so busy. And then on the way home, we were we're going home.
Well, I stopped on the way there and looked at a bunch of cars, and then on the way back, I bought a car.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
No, Ryan, we've never done Power Tour. Last year we were supposed to do it, and I made us T-shirts that say Power Tour 2020.
When the border got shut.
And COVID.
We actually, last year, on the channel, I built a 57 Chevy for Danny. LS powered, the whole deal.
Yeah.
For Power Tour, and then the border was closed, so it all got canceled. So, she just drove thing for a bit. Rocky Mountain 2.0. Yeah, I want to do a bunch of those things. Full sponsorship for next year's event.
Charles, you don't get into it.
Email your particulars, so check your email this week. Right.
Yeah, we were and Power Tour was, I feel such a big goal for just the channel that we wanted to do it. But now I feel the new thing is Miles Mayhem.
I definitely like that. I'd like to do a few of these events or whatever. I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to get in them and stuff like that, but
Are you guys still alive? Yes.
We're good, yeah.
Hey, Michelle. And Auntie Shannon was in here. I don't know if you're still around, Auntie Shannon, but hello. And Hot Rod Modeler, thank you so much for that $10. I know I didn't say anything earlier, but thank you. That was really sweet of you.
Would you be willing to talk about costs incurred on the trip? I paid my visa. It was $2,000 when I got back. I didn't think that was that bad. I had to pay for fuel there and back. Shout
out to Lisa and Marty for day one. That's who was in the video with her little sticky note list.
Man, they saved our bacon. That was embarrassing. We showed up without even oil and a filter. Yeah.
Yeah, it was super cool to meet you guys. Daniel, that's super
buddy.
Sweet of you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was bad at all. So it was $2,000. I mean, fuel there and back was
hey Musashi.
Probably $400. And then I didn't count when I bought some clothing and stuff while I was there. I went a little hard on the cowboy gear.
Oh, I should have taken a video of us getting the cowboy gear because it was.
I went excessive there.
Well, you spent you're right.
$1,200 in
yeah,
Lamleys.
so really for the trip itself, you probably only spent $1,300.
No.
Lamleys was the big cost.
No. It was $2,000 plus Lamleys. Well, because the hotel every night, I paid for the hotels. So that was $120 or so a night for 5 nights. So that was $700 or $800, and then the fuel on top of that was probably $400, and then eating and stuff like that, and then
man. So we stopped back at Lamleys.
We hit up Edmonton and we did Lloydminster.
Yeah. Oh, hey Wyatt, how's it going, man?
It was a great event, man. Yeah, I loved it.
So so I got cowboy boots now too. So I'm a cowboy. And
I didn't get tassels, but it definitely has some.
He got this one shirt that's got a lot of flair, and I'm very excited about it. So can somebody please invite us somewhere fancy so that he must wear it?
Oh, I got cowboy boots. I got shirts. I got jackets. I got a tie.
Good night, Mr. Heavy Chevy, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's always good seeing you, man.
Oh, Pat, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you.
Thanks, Pat.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, real shit kickers. Yeah.
And Ryan said that he spent about $2,000 too. He had said.
But he didn't go to Lamleys.
He did not go to Lamleys.
Olympic Socials will be back soon. Yeah, we can sponsor it.
Yeah.
Email me. Why are we emailing you, Jake? I must have missed it.
The Powerless Untour. Yeah. Where can we buy the DD Speed Shop rubber arm?
It's still in the truck, yeah. I still haven't cleaned my truck out before we got back. It's craziness. Try saying cowgirls.
Osman.
Yeah, I didn't pay for any spark plugs, but Josh got a workout on his credit card. It was crazy. Oh, I can dress up my fanciest cowboy attire. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, it was super awesome.
You know, if you guys are ever thinking about doing it or whatever, like if you've seen the roadkill and you've seen the live streams and all that, I mean, you just got to do it. Like, just.
I loved some of the comments in like last week's live stream that we did or whatever. Like, I didn't want to do it. He's like, no, let's do it. And then the comments were like, Dan looks like beat. Dan looks like grumpier. I'm like, yeah, he has been on the road for so long. Like, the exhaustion at the end of it was just like seeping from you. It's like, you know, when a kid.
Going down to Texas?
I could go to Texas.
I want to go to Texas.
You know when a kid is at a birthday party and they just had the best day ever, and then the car ride home, that was you last Saturday.
I was tired.
Like, just.
That's, you know, we should. We're gonna have to go see Wyatt here.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that, so I've another. You know, now we've done this race thing. I got a bunch of ideas in my head, but I've always wanted to leave here in a hot rod with snow and drive until there's no snow for a vacation, like in the middle of winter. And you don't have to drive that far, like 10 hours south and there's no more snow. Because Texas isn't even that far. It's the same as Toronto or something. It's like 20 hours.
He was really excited about that fist.
Yeah, Peg really enjoyed that. He's a simple man. He is hillbilly.
Give him a couple of PC lights and he's good to go.
He's hillbilly through and through. Like, his channel is no act. I tell you that.
You know what? All those guys were so good though. Like Dallas over at Single Drive and like Josh over at Shade Tree Mechanic. I've kind of missed like the hey Danny, hey Josh, hey Danny, hey Josh. I felt like I got into like such a good routine.
I loved it because it was cool because we had like a full like year-long relationship in like 5 days where it's like, hey, how's it going? And then like you kind of like them, and then you hate them, and then you're sleeping in the same room together, and you like each other again, and then you're like happy to go home and talk to them on the phone. You know, like it was good. Yeah, Dan was a little tired.
Dan was sleepy.
Well, like that was a lot of giving her though, because it was 4 full days of giving her on the car plus the giving her on the trip. It was crazy. There was a few times where I was ready to pull the pin. I'm not gonna lie. We made it happen.
It was touch and go for a little bit. That is true.
But why? Yes, right on, Larry. That's pretty cool. No matter how tired he looked, yeah. I was stoked. I was tired, but I was stoked. I like sleeping too, so it was. If it was, I was telling Danny, if I could have just got like regular sleep the day before, I think the trip would have been no big deal.
Yeah.
I was a little cranky sometimes when stuff wasn't going my way and we were kind of whatever. That night when the rear end blew up, I was pretty mad.
But whose fault was that?
Well, it was Josh's shitty car.
Whose fault was that?
You
that night is all on you, and I will not allow you to put any of that blame on Josh.
He was driving.
No, he was done, and you said
no, he wasn't done.
He was done, and then what did you say?
Do it in second gear.
Exactly.
It might have been my fault. And I got mad at him. It was my fault. Whatever. The spray paint DD speed shop with the door. So that was hilarious. It was like whatever. It was 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. We had to be at the track in like 8 hours, and it was like a 7-hour drive. And I was mad, so I wrote DD speed shop just like on the door to be like an asshole. And then when we showed up, we were late. The driver's meeting's going on, so there's 150 cars, 200, 250 people at the driver's meeting, and the driver's meeting is right at the entrance. So we come wheeling in with this ratty 55 Chevy, just saying DD Speed Shop on the door. And if you watch like Peg's video or like Boosted Lifestyles video, they're like videoing the driver's meeting, and all of a sudden we come in and everyone just stops and looks and goes, "What the hell?" Like I can only imagine what Dustin was thinking. Like, in the end, we were pretty cool guys, but he must have been like, okay.
Oh, no. What have I committed myself to?
This is going to be bad.
No, it was good.
Man, when they were smashing that rear end with the pipe wrench, and I was filming, I'm like, ooh, I wouldn't do that, but whatever. Whatever. I thought it was awesome. Yeah, well, the videos were. That's the thing, though, you know, and I have a whole new respect for. Like, I get a lot done in an amount of time and put videos out and all that, so I'm used to that. But then when you watch like those like roadkill shows or any of those things where they actually like Vice Grip Garage,
It's like actual production and like.
And like they're doing it themselves. Like Vice Grip, man, I have a whole new level of respect for that guy because he'll go out, get this thing running, break her down, put the miles on, and he's by himself, or I don't know, maybe his wife's there or something like that. And he's giving her, and you can't fail. You have to do it to put the video out. You have to film it. And you just want to get her done. Like, it's a whole other level.
Well, and like when you're
commitment.
grumpy and you still need to like show the rest of the story of the like, it can't just be.
Or the weather's not going your way, or it's nighttime, or
Yeah.
the parts store doesn't have some stupid thing you want, or you forgot something, or it's just like my phone did not work in Saskatchewan at all. Like it's just little things like that. You're like, well, this is stupid, but.
I've seen Sammy give a particular on camera when she feels she's going through the same thing. Yes.
Oh, Glenn, we got your package too, man. Thanks, buddy. I'll make sure I get the shirt to the Penny Boys.
Pardon me.
Man, the amount of times Pegs at DD's Beat Shop was ridiculous.
Oh, Jeff, that's
Thanks,
so sweet
man.
of you. Thanks, dude.
The DD Speed Shop and all the comments and Instagram and all that cracks me up. I'll post something and it's just DD Speed Shop.
Well, and just when people shout it out, it like, do this bitch up, do this bitch up, do this bitch up. It's so funny. Like, it cracks me up. Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
please continue to scream it at him because I think it's very funny.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, and it goes again. I think I got metal shavings like in my arm. Remember when I told you that was going to happen?
Well, quit touching things. That's what happens. What do you want me to do? I was giving her on this thing till like minutes before. I was so black.
Oh, it was bad. He came inside and sat down like, you need to go shower. He's like, what? You can't go on camera looking like that. Because it was, pretty close to being bad.
Mer stopped by and he likes this thing. He was like, "That's a nice little car you got there."
What's not to like about it?
I don't know. I love it.
Mer stopped by and didn't say hi to me? Fine, Mer.
Well, I
Whatever.
didn't stop working either because I was just like, I got to get this done because I wanted it to look like a two-door for the live stream.
Did he like your mister?
I had it turned off, but yeah, he cracked up. That Mister worked mint though. It's hotter now than it was.
Oh yeah, it's humid in here.
Earlier today.
The awards were awesome because of that. DD speech. Is that DD speech?
Man, yeah. So at the end when we got those awards, I was not expecting that at all. I was like, I didn't think they were gonna say a word about this. They're like, just go wait out back or whatever. Yeah. Well, I don't even know what we won, an idiot award or something like that.
I don't know, but everyone was pretty happy. No, the other thing I really liked, everyone was super happy for everyone that won something.
Yeah.
Like, nobody was like, that we know was trying to like challenge slips or challenge whatever. Like,
I think if you made it to the last 8, you're a rock star.
mm-hmm.
Just that T-shirt's all that really matters.
Best of the worst, DD speech.
That was us. We were the best at doing bad. For enough 4-horse ride, people always get mad for buying all these Tri-5s, but I just love them, and they find me.
Yeah.
I bought another Dodge actually too, but finishing those races is winning. Man, Ed, you couldn't be more right. It'd be nice to try and finish it and win, I guess, but winning wasn't even.
Well, and you don't even really like drag racing, so I'm interested to see next year, like, if you're driving, like, are you good, like, you're obviously going to try to put down the best time you can, but would you, like, hot lap it over and over and over again to...
I don't know, that might be the next addiction. I think I'll have the opposite effect of most people where they, like you said, how the racing was easier, it was the road trip that's hard.
I think the racing's going to be hard for you.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ask Ed for all sorts of
We're
help
going to have
and
to do, like, timing light, like, your reflexes. Quick catch!
Yeah.
It's not going to go well.
I think building a car put miles on that doesn't scare me at all because I build those all the time. But having a car that'll actually produce a respectable number.
Who fed and watered Mur while we were gone? His mom.
Maybe me and Mur will come next year. Who knows?
Mur would be. Oh, I can see Mur there being like, just teacher mode. Just teacher mode, Mur. Well, you might want to do
Mur
blah,
was
blah,
funny.
blah.
I didn't talk to him for the first few days at all.
Well, that's why they thought that something happened when I said I was flying out there, I think.
He had judged the river because he was just like, that's the car you're going to work on? I'm like, okay.
Oh, good night, Shell. Thanks for hanging out, man. We always appreciate it. Thank you for my kiss.
Mur would be fine. Mur of Mayhem. Yeah.
Ow. I don't. Ow.
Well, I was grinding and welding today.
And I guess you
I
got
made
some on
a
this
4-door
chair.
into a 2-door.
Well, I didn't ask you to do that.
They did. Literally,
Miles of Murham.
Everyone's like, where's the black car? Where's the black car?
What was your favorite part of the trip? When I showed up, probably.
Just hanging out with the guys. I had a blast. Just shooting the shit, doing whatever. Dan, would you go to MIT? What is MIT? MIT? I don't know what that is. You need a gear vendors. Yeah. I actually, I got a guy right now who's looking at a, is it a ZF? No. It's in a Corvette. It's like, it's a 6-speed out of a Corvette, so. Yeah. Murby polishing the Kenworth. Yeah, he would be. Quick change rear end. I want the car I want. Well, I think I said it in the video. I want a high rev and small block with either a gear vendors or a 6-speed and like 4 9-inch or something like that in the back. Tri-5 Chevy. Straight axle, ladder bars. I love Josh's car. Josh's car was perfect, other than it needed overdrive. It needed a different set of mufflers because the exhaust was just drony and annoying. It was cool. Like, it's cool for ripping around town, but on the highway, you don't want that. Just a set of real mufflers and dumps and Dynamat.
Oh, yeah. We need to. Oh, I don't know if I have her on Instagram, but about Mayhem, like the kitty that they found.
Yeah, we met them on the last day there. That's Kyle's buddy. I'm sure you can just ask him.
I'll have to ask Gina, because, yeah, we'll find out for you, Curtis. Yeah, so one of the racers, him and his wife found, there was, like, they pulled over to pee or whatever, and, like, in the forest, there was a little kitten. So then for the next, like, 3 days, they brought this little kitten with them on the tracks and stuff, and so they named it Mayhem.
And then they pay the guy to
They paid a convenience store or whatever to stay open so that they could get cat food and litter and stuff, and, like...
Yeah, they pulled over and found a kitten by itself. That was crazy. Yeah. No, you couldn't be more right, man. And, it was cool because, well, it sucks we can't go to the States yet, but I feel like we have that same experience anywhere we go, and it's meeting, like, you guys or whoever, and, like...
Yeah, like, everyone that came up to us, like, it was
Power
so
Tour,
sweet.
I think Power Tour would be so much fun now. More fun than I thought it'd be a good time. But now it's like I'm pissed if we can't go.
Yeah.
Because I think it would be so much fun.
Yes.
Because I just had an absolute blast. Good drag cars. Yeah, everything's cool.
Maybe I should learn to drag race.
Go for it.
I wouldn't know how to fix anything on the car, though. You'd have to do it twice.
We just bring all the Tri-5 Chevys.
Yeah.
Just name them all.
Oh, how's the new couch making out? It's good. So you know what I realized those first days while Dan is gone? Like, because our house is usually quite lived in and whatever. So he laughed, and, like, that first day I did, like, a nice clean of the house or whatever. And you know what's funny? The entire time he was gone, the house stayed clean. And then suddenly we're back, and the house is a mess again. I'm just saying, I don't think it's me.
What have I made a mess of?
Well, you got boxes everywhere now again, and...
I don't think so.
Actually, I need to do all of your laundry, because I was supposed to do it while you were gone, and then I came. So you have no clean clothes.
This is a shirt I wore at Mel's Mayhem.
Yeah.
It passed the smell test, so I put her on. You and Kyle first race next year. Man, I love Kyle. He was a good guy too.
Yeah.
I wish I could have spent a little more
Him
time
and
with
Gina,
him.
I know they were easy cruising. They were gone before we could.
Yeah.
The last day was good to hang out. Bye, Ryan. Thanks
Bye,
for
buddy.
hanging out, man. It's cool to see you in here. And be like, we met him. We know him. Yeah, he wasn't home to order stuff. Actually, you can still order stuff when you're not at home because we got home and he had packages delivered.
There's a few things I needed on the road. I didn't know I needed them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The coupon code is still good until tomorrow for the entire Teespring store. People are loving the Hot Rod Jesus shirt.
I didn't know that was out.
Yeah, I did for your birthday.
You didn't tell me.
In honor of your escape of the womb.
Do I have one of those shirts?
No, I need to order you one.
I asked like weeks ago for that. I had to pay for that and everything. I paid the guy. I didn't even get one. I thought you were going to make some local.
I will. Yeah, I just was busy. And then
They know what the Jesus shirt for. I do?
Well, because it was just good because it was your birthday. So it was good timing.
Don't you think maybe that would have been a good gift to give me on my birthday?
Actually, it really would have.
Instead of giving them?
Yeah.
So someone else is going to get...
Instead, you know what? I Danielled it and got you a stool that is super not right.
What? Why did you put it on Instagram or anything?
I put it on Facebook.
Oh, we could have like put it on the YouTube channel or like those things maybe so people could see them. Maybe just send me the link. I didn't know that was a thing. Thanks. Can we get some made up or can I order one?
Yeah, I'll get some made up this week.
Oh, Matt has shirts? We gotta get a shirt for Matt too.
Ooh, yeah.
Or Matt, you want to trade some shirts? We'll send you a couple and you can send us a couple or what? Missed your birthday. No, I didn't miss it. See what? Henry's not in the now.
Well, I'll put a link into it in the chat here.
Oops, time to order pizza. What are we doing for dinner? Yeah.
I don't know.
9:21.
What
We're
do you
going
want?
late. We're in overtime.
What do you want to do for dinner? I got that cheese plate, but there's no meats. But it is a delicious looking cheese plate.
All classics, man. I'm telling you, do it. Do something. It's like a whole new thing. Like whether it's drag racing or it's power tour or even back to the 50s. Like I'm like so stoked to go to that now. Like anything like that.
Yeah, I put it on a mug. I put it on a sticker.
Oh, it's in like a frame?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Like it's legit.
Matt, email Danny or send Danny a message on Instagram because I'll never forget. What? Local t-shirts? Well, we had some... there's a guy who just makes some.
We don't really sell them local. We just get...
The problem is if we order t-shirts for ourselves from Teespring, it takes 3 weeks or something like that, eh? To get t-shirts? Or 4 weeks, so it's just easier to get some made locally.
But it's not cheaper.
I think we pay more.
We pay way more to get them made locally, actually.
Because this is a shirt we had made locally, and it was it cost us like $22 a shirt or something, like some crazy number.
It's not. So again, for a lot of people that ask why we don't sell stuff local, because then we'd have to charge you like $40 to just make up after we've paid the designer and all that stuff. So it's not worth it for you guys.
Teespring does do hats, but you got to do something.
You have to have sold a certain amount to unlock it.
Yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare for us.
And actually, Shorty, who did our hat design, was so helpful for me for that. He kept going back and checking because you have to have certain dimensions and certain colors. So he went through and did all of that for me. He was so sweet.
Yeah.
Jesus took the wheel into the John Force burnout.
Vintage airplane, that's cool. Show.
Oh, that's super neat.
I love airplanes. I like old ones. I love to go see them and stuff like that.
Oh, thanks, Joseph.
Buddy. Still wish I could get a DD Speed Shop leather shirt.
Oh, that one, the one that, remember I asked you if we had the original of that design, and we don't anymore, because it was from Traveling Sign Painter guy?
He might have it. Might be on my old computer, too.
Oh. Yeah, because Marty was like, I want that one. I'm like, wait. I was like, there are truly only one run because I don't have the original file anymore.
Well, you can also just take it down. Someone can make it, or just draw it, or do whatever.
I think it has to come from him because shops won't print it if it's not your original file.
We own it.
I know, but
We'll tell him to do a little swoop on the D and carry on. Save you if you plan on what? I got a place in Texas. Is on my logo. Oh, that's cool. Letter shirt. Yeah, I like those DSP Shop shirts. That was when it was just like an Instagram thing, though. That was like way back in the day. I made those just for like myself and buddies and like Murr.
Yeah.
Now I think I only made 25 of those or 20 of them. That was it. Oh, later, Bert. It was good seeing
Bye,
you, man.
Bert.
I think we're gonna shut her down too. It's 9:30. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Sanding fenders right on.
Oh yeah, he said that he got it in a video, so we'll have to go watch that. Got started young.
I haven't watched any YouTube
No.
since June.
Wow, it's been a little busy.
When are we changing doors on the 57? I know it doesn't look that way in this because you still see the seam, but this is actually a 2-door on this side now. Just the angle and stuff kind of sucks. There's no post there. This has got the proper door and all that. And the old door, so actually, funny story, I don't have it out here. This one I did a little different. This is the back
Bye,
door.
Johnny.
And the front door, I actually made a front door out of 2 4-door doors. Split them down the center, welded them. So that'll be coming up at some point on some video. I haven't edited anything, man. I'm so behind. Taking time off is hard.
Well, and you came home and immediately went to work on this, like the next day.
Yeah, I feel
We
like
pulled it into the garage and you.
But then the last few days I've done nothing.
Have you?
It's been too hot.
Well, and I guess we went to the keg.
Yeah, birthday really killed stuff.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Well, are we out of here?
Yeah, I think we're done. It's always good to see you. Oh, hey, John. Thanks for popping in, man. I think we're done. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
I got a new video, I think, about tomorrow. The new next hot rod.
Make sure you go check
You good?
out Miles of Mayhem on everything so you can stay up to date. I really want to know what they're doing next week.
Yeah, could you guys do us a favor? So here's the deal with Miles Mayhem. It didn't sell out this year, I don't think, but it will for sure going forward. And the guy said, so anybody who signed up is automatically in for next year. You got to pay, obviously. But it wasn't my car, it was Josh's car. So technically I'm not guaranteed a spot. And I really want to go. So you guys got to go and be like, hey, we'd really like to see DD Speed Shop. So if you can do that on Instagram or, just give them a little
You know what
follow.
they're going to do? They're going to spam it with DD Speed Shop, and then Dustin's going to be like, absolutely not.
Yeah, do that. Do all that shit. And give them a follow and leave a comment and all that. I'm only following for DD Speed Shop or whatever.
Oh my god.
He might.
He just really, really wants to go.
I'm going to go no matter what.
Yeah, I think we even go just to follow everybody.
I'll show up the car in the trailer because someone won't make it. I'll sabotage Josh's car. I don't give a shit. I'm racing. Anyways, that's it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.